Okay, I'm at 960 Paradrome Street in Mount Adams, Cincinnati, Ohio, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. So we're looking for any structural issues. I would say root intrusion, but there aren't too many trees down here. But just anything that would be of concern to the buyer. The access point we have here is a clean out in the walkout, in the side wall of the walkout, in the rear of the house, the walkout from the basement. There's a cast iron line sticking out on the wall with an expansion plug, and we'll kind of show you that. And so this is before any flow. You can see I'm going to have to zero out the footage from here as we go in, just because we're already 10 feet, because how far away the reel is from the access point. And then there's a neighbor out next door, so that's the conversation you're hearing. Okay, it looks like there's no water flow in this area, and then as we Y in here, that may have been an area drain or something that's coming in behind it, but this is cast iron so far, but I expect it to go into, oh well, looks like we're into PVC, but I expect it to be clay, and so I don't know if there's any kind of flow in this area besides maybe some storm. I don't see any Y's in yet, so what I may do is try to run some water in the kitchen maybe, and see where this is coming in, because we do have this connection here. You can see the fern co, so it's still connected. It's just a little bit, it's offset there, so we'll have to see if see if we can jump through there. There we go. There's some little bit of grease buildup, so this may be, or it's mineral deposits. It could be some calcite, but that's where I think it's going to be good. Once we're done here, if I can go pull back, and we'll see where the origination of the sanitary water starts, so we can see if there's any, if it's a big deal to have, if there's anything more than water going through that line at that point, just to kind of get a look at it, because I think it may just be some storm from further back, because this is out past the back of the house where this originates. So far, the clay looks pretty good, so we'll also be able to get a pretty good look on the way back. It's a little hazy right now, just from getting a little bit of stuff on the front of the camera, but so far the line looks really good. Another connection there on top. Again, a little bit of calcite inside, nothing to worry about. Looks like there's a little bit of really old root intrusion. There's nothing active. You can see how white and coated those are. That means there's nothing active in the line. New roots would be pretty fresh, and you can see the new growth on the ends. Alright, now this may be the main. We are wiring into it, and we're 54 feet out. Or we could be tying in with maybe one of the neighbor's lines or something. The way this goes, it wouldn't surprise me if there were shared taps, but I'm going to pause the video for a second, and I'm going to go out and see where we are. This house is I think this house is definitely over 50 feet, but I zeroed it out, so we're going to take a look and locate exactly where this is to see how close we are to the main or how this is situated. Okay, not really sure where we are, but there's no flow going by. So I don't think this is the main. So we'll keep pushing and see if we come into somewhere with some more flow that would show indication. Okay, so here we are with something coming in. This may be a sub-main because it looks like there's a connection there off to the left. And there's one off to the right. And there's another break-in tap to the left. There's a lot of stuff coming in right here. So this does look like a big shared line. All this stuff coming in at once. There's another top connection. Very minimal amount of water as far as my camera is concerned. It's barely over top of the camera, but I'm not really sure where we are at this point. It could be halfway down the street. I am 90 feet out. This looks larger in the amount of water it's holding. It does seem like I'm in a main. And with all the connections that we had. So, I'm going to pause the video, see if I can find out where I'm at now. I'm out 100 feet, so if not, we'll have to pull all the way back and I'll follow it out. See where and what it ties into. Alright, well, still can't figure out where in the world this pipe's going. I believe I'm further out and I am in a shared line. I think I'm actually with the house next door. But it's hard to tell because there's during the middle of the day, and so not a whole lot of people home, but there's not really much flow in the line. You can see there is some flow, but not a ton. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it back and then I'm going to locate to closer to zero. We're going to try to find out where exactly this line goes in. Or where it goes, period. I have this feeling that it's going into, I believe it's 958 to the left, if you're facing the house. I got a map from the sewer district to try to look at this, and it does show, it doesn't show a tap for this house, not a confirmed tap. There is other, there are taps for the other homes, but there is no confirmed tap for this house, and it's the only one that does not have a confirmed tap. So, I'm going to pull back through here. And we're going to try to see what we can find, because I believe I'm way out past where the responsibility of this house is. So we want to get back, because even this is it's a belly, but I need to know whether or not this is something that something that they are responsible for or not, and I don't believe it is. And so I can hear the water running, so we're going to pull it back until the water stops, basically, so we can see where this stuff ties in. There's it, just flushed. And so we do know that the sanitary is coming through this line, obviously. But, and see, that got there awfully quick. There's a tie-in. I mean, the line itself looks really good. You can see this is where it comes out, and we don't know where this is tying in. So I'm going to pull all the way back as far as I can. And then as I go in, we'll see if we can follow this somewhere through the house. But the line itself looks pretty good. So we'll go back into the cast iron, and then I'm going to take a look and see where we are and what direction we're heading. Okay, so here's where this PVC connects. I'm 5 foot in, so we're going to pause the video and I'm going to check to see what direction this is heading. Okay, so it looks like we have turned and it's actually going out towards the rear. The plumbing comes in right here, right inside the wall, and so we're going to push out a little bit further. As you can see where this is flowing, it should come in like right around in here, because we're at the base of where the main stack is in the very back corner. And so, yeah, you can see this is where it comes in, and this is going out the back. They don't have any record of that, but as I push, we'll see, because this is turning towards the back. There we go. So I'm going to push out to about 20 feet, and we're going to see about where this goes. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video again, and we're going to check to see where this goes. So we just want to know where it leaves the property, so they know exactly what they're responsible for. Okay, so far it's heading under the steps of the deck in the rear, and so we'll push another 10 feet or so. You can see this is coming in from the right, which would be coming out probably a downspout or something. And I think this may be heading down the hill. Here's another connection from above, so we're going to stop and locate where this is again. Alright, so we know we are already off the property. This is going out the back. If you're facing the house, it goes out the back on the left side and then turns and goes across the backyard, and it's already in the yard of the house to the right. So this is already off the property. And so this is a shared line. And so where we come in over here, the one thing you do want to know is that you are shared with the neighboring house. And so as we push, I'm not sure how many houses down this goes. It is slowly turning more and more, like I think it's going under the house. And this right here is, I believe, the tap for the neighboring house. So from 50 foot on, we are tied together. So I'm going to go ahead and push just so you know where we are, but this is the neighboring house. We are under, I believe it's 962 right here, and that's why you start seeing all these connections. These are connections for the house at 962. So the hard thing is you'd have to get out, you know, a few hundred feet. The good news is that this isn't solely your responsibility. At this point, this would be on the neighbor. The problem is that you obviously want to know that this is the case, and so where you're at, the house. So I'm going to try to verify this the best I can by just pushing until I get out as far as I can, and then we'll see if we can locate where it comes out of the neighboring house. Good news is the portion of pipe that is owned by this house looks really good. Some root intrusion there in the neighbor's yard. And that's where this is difficult, is, you know, you're trying to get out as far as we can so we can verify. But the good news is, with this root intrusion, you do want to let the neighbor know that there is root intrusion at 130 feet, but we have no way of telling them where this is. This is going to be about as far as I can get, I think. I'm going to run out of stick here in a minute. That is all I have. We have about 150 feet on here, but obviously I had to zero the counter out. So it's 136 feet from this clean out. So, you know, pause the video one more time, see if we can just verify that it's coming out the front of that at 962, I believe. And then we'll finish up the inspection. Alright, so we are actually coming out the driveway for 962, which facing the house is on the right hand side, so downhill. It does show a tap on that, but I'll try to supply the map also to kind of show where this line ties in. But anything past about 50 feet is the shared line with the neighbor. The thing you do want to remember is that as we pull back, you'll see that there is some root intrusion on their line, and with it being shared, you would want to probably make them aware. be kind of weird to be your first interaction with the neighbor, but it would be a good idea to let them know that they do have some pretty minor root intrusion in their sewer line. And this belly is obviously not your concern. That's also on their property. Looks like it comes down their driveway actually, so it's all the way on the other side of their house. Picks up, basically this comes into the back before it goes into 962. It comes around the back of the house, and then 962, the pipe gets larger, and 962, it's their tap all the way out to the main. But again, you would want to at least let the neighbor know, because this is all these lines are coming in from their house, possibly even some storm from another house. It's really hard to tell, but from right here, so about 54 feet, this is where it ties into the neighboring house. And so so the first 54 feet is all that you are responsible for. The problem is because with it tied in, if they had any problems with theirs past that point, I don't know if they would try to split the cost with you. That would be something that obviously you'd have to work out amongst yourselves. But so if they don't know that it's tied in, then they don't know what is going on. But nowadays they do not allow shared taps like this. This is obviously grandfathered in because this was done 100 years ago, but there were no issues found, which is good. There's a offset at a connection, but right around here, you can see right here, this connection right there, it's not causing any issues, and that is just the Fernco you're seeing. So it is a closed connection. It's just looks a little weird because they're making a turn and there's a flexible connection on their Fernco, since there's no other way to, you can't glue PVC to clay, so that's how you're forced to use a rubber coupling. And so it's not a bad connection, it's just needs to be that way. And so we are out of the clean out now. You can see there's that clean out. Here's the back of the house. So it actually runs out the back here, and then across the backyard, and then behind 962, ties in with 962 and continues on down their driveway out to the main. But your first 54 feet look great. Past that point, like I said, where it's a shared line, you might want to mention to them that that there is some root intrusion in their line, and that they may want to either do a chemical treatment or have their line inspected to see what they may want to do, because there is a small belly in their line also. But your end, the first 54 feet, looks great. No issues at all. And just a little weird thing we're going to add into the report as far as the shared connection, and then I will also I will try to make a little see if I can draw on the map that was supplied to just try to highlight you know, exactly what's going on there, but I will try to provide the sewer district's map to try to clarify what's going on. But again, the first 54 feet look really good. Don't have any issues. So that'll end the inspection at 960 Paradrome Street in Mount Adams, Cincinnati, Ohio.